choice words to say about everything. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, this game, to be honest. At first, I was very dismissive of the game because it's a bit like, well, what the hell do we do? And you run around and it's like, what do you do? And it turns out that's kind of what the game is, okay? I'm ignoring the basic facets of the game purely because I don't understand it. And that was unfair of me because I felt like I played it long enough to gauge an opinion, but it turns out I hadn't. So, what I'm doing is playing it again. Roscoe, what kind of name is that supposed to be? Hey, man! Unnecessary. Roscoe, it sounds really... Well, of course it does if you say it 3 times in a row. What a scumbag. So, essentially, if you haven't heard or seen anything of everything, the basic concept of everything is you are everything. You become everything by virtue of going up to it and just touching it. And then you can then become that thing. And you can become friends with other people who are with other things that are similar to your thing. And you can walk around together. Hence what's happening here. Yes, it's all a bit strange. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Messing with the mic. You can make them dance. Look, watch this. They all dance together. The amount you can go on, you can kind of love something. So you go around something near it, and you press square, and it becomes a friend of yours. And then you get more and more things that are similar to you. You can't do it with everything. If you're a certain thing, you can only do it with things that are similar to you. And then they all start dancing. For some reason that I don't fully understand. But it can be done, which I guess is the whole point of everything, is that you are everything. So I can become this tree. Now I'm a tree. So I just walk around being a tree, doing tree things. There's something over here.
And you could say, aha, at last, I see, I got the point. I've seen how all this makes sense.
Look at he moves.
But what this insight depended upon,
I believe I'm a
was
crocodile.
your overcoming the illusion that space separates things. That is to say, the space, the interval between your body and mine. The interval created by birth at one end and death at the other. And then after somebody's death, then somebody else's birth. These are events with intervals between them. And normally we regard these intervals in time and these intervals in space as having no importance, no function. We tend to see the universe itself as really consisting in all the stars and galaxies. That's what it is. That's what we notice. But the space in which all this happens is sort of written off as something that isn't really there. But what one has to realize is that the space is an essential function of the things in the space. After all, you can't have separate stars unless there is a space around. Eliminate the space and you will see you couldn't have this phenomenon at all.
Quite.
And vice versa.
Yes.
You couldn't have the space. They wouldn't be there in any sense whatsoever if there weren't the bodies in it. So the bodies in the space and the space are two aspects of a single continuum. They're related together in exactly the same way as a back and a front. And you just don't get one without the other.
Those are random quotes and quips that you can find on any planet that kind of bring the whole thing together in a very arty, philosophical kind of way. And you discover them as you're just bombing around, being everything. There is no objective. There is no narrative. There's nothing really to do apart from be everything and discover as many things as you can. That's essentially what this is. Yeah, I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, then this is about as good as it gets. Technically, it needs work. I don't think there's any doubting that. It's after playing what, 75 plus hours of Horizon Zero Dawn. This looks a little less interesting. There's no doubt about it. But, of course, in Horizon Zero Dawn, you can't be a tree. Or a tiny little rock. Can I go lower? I can go lower. This is one of the cool things about this game, is that you really literally can become anything. You can become a tiny little rock, or you can become the solar system. I'll show you that in a second. And I've had... oh, look, a snail. I'm not sure I'm a snail yet. Ah, this is fun. He's very, very slow. I don't think I've discovered snail yet. No, I haven't. Good. So there is still a lot for me to do. It's very dependent on if you're going to persevere with this game. Will very much depend how much you get out of it. That's pretty much a guarantee. It's unlike anything else I've ever played, and that can either be a good or a bad thing depending on what you're after in video games. Like I said, I've been playing my big game session recently was Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, I've completed that now. So I was looking for something else, and unbeknownst to me, I've been playing the hell out of this. But I haven't really been doing anything, you know. Let's see if I can be one of these ants. Looks like I can go lower than the ant. There we go. And, you know, their movement is a bit like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Technical issues abound. There's lots of them. Very little collision detection. So, you know, it can struggle to gauge the interest. From the very beginning, the game looks like a technical mess. It looks like a horrid kind of rush job, which is strange considering that they claim that this game has been in development for more than 3 years. And so I think the opening, which is what I admittedly unfairly judged it on, it's not a great opener, and so it will put you off, I think. Or it can do anyway, because it's just so unimpressive. And then you kind of bomb around, and then you get a message that says, "This will all make sense," and it never really does. It's very dependent on what your opinion is. The snail's got another message.
So the moment you see that intervals, that space is connective,
Here we go back up. Let's go back up.
you can understand at once how you are not just to be exclusively defined as a flash of consciousness that occurs between two eternal darknesses. That you consider that in the darkness that comes before your birth, there was no you, and in the eternal darkness that follows your death, there is likewise no you. And I'm going to discuss these matters not by appealing to any special spooky knowledge, as if I had been traveling on the higher planes and knew all my previous incarnations and therefore could tell you authoritatively that you are much more than this individuality. I'm going to do it on a basis of complete common sense, that everybody has access to the facts.
So it's, you know, I don't want to learn how to die. What a weird thing to say. Of all the things that you can find, you can then turn into it. Which is odd. Now look, I am now the sun. Or a star. I'm assuming it's the sun. Pretty sure it's the sun. I've already discovered the sun. And, I mean, you know, cool. That's great. Tool. What's that? Okay. Oh look, collision detection. There is actually some. Amazing. You know, it is a game about discovery and exploration. I mean, there's no more to it. I mean, you've got to look a little bit deeper in this game to find something to get out of it, and that's what's interesting about it. Is that it does encourage you to keep playing and keep discovering and keep finding things on different planets and in different worlds that you can find. And the more you find, the more there is to do. But there's very little to do at the present moment. But there's not much else to do on top of that. And so it becomes a lesson in patience. Like, this is how the animals move. And when I first started the game, this is what you're presented with. Either a goat or a horse, so I can't remember. I am Camel. I've always wanted to be Camel. You want him to go faster? If I want to, I can turn him into... Let's see, what should I turn him into? I'll turn him into a car. There we go. And you can bomb around a little bit faster. But there's not much to see, so you're not really going in any direction. And you just disappear through vehicles and animals. Let's see if I can get back off this planet. I'm this thing now. It's interesting. I am a stepped pyramid. Okay, come off the sand planet. Can I go on this planet? It doesn't look like I can. No, I can't. Well, I can't be everything then, can I? Unbelievable. What's this? Oh, it's an asteroid. Asteroids aren't very interesting. You can't do a lot with an asteroid. They say it's a dwarf planet. It's not. It's an asteroid. Everyone knows it's an asteroid. And that's interesting because... But is it though? This is this is the eternal struggle with this game. It's like, what am I doing with it? Traffic light. Is that still there? Oh yeah. I turned the planet into a traffic light just because. I can see your comments if you do make any. If any questions about the game or anything, do give me a shout. I've got it open on my phone. So please feel free to communicate. I like the fact that this game you can't be good or bad at it. So it's a perfect game to stream because I can't then, be a terrible, terrible player of this game. Because there's not really much to play. You just bomb around and explore. You can go under the water. I want to go above the water, actually. City continent, that's the one I wanted. Right, let me go on the city continent. There we go. And here we are in a world similar to ours. Kind of. Become the bus and the other bus. So the bus can be friends with that bus and that one and that one. Basically, you become friends with vehicles, and then. Does this game make any sense? No! I'm playing it anyway, of course.
Life is
this guy's
a
up.
pattern of immense complexity. And what you call yourself as a living organism, say, I am my
make 'em
own
dance.
body at the very least. Now, what is that body? That body is recognizable, and I recognize my friends when I meet them again, and you recognize me. Although the last time any of you saw me, I was absolutely something entirely different from what I am now. Just as the flame of a candle is never a constant. A flame of a candle is a stream of hot gas. Only you say the flame of the candle as if it were a constant. Well, it is a recognizably constant pattern, but in exactly the same way, we are all constant patterns. And that's all we are. The only thing constant about us at all is the doing rather than the being.
Yes.
It's the way we behave, the way we dance. Only there's no we that dances. There's just the dancing. There is no thing that whirlpools. There is the whirlpool. And in the same way, each one of us is a very, very delightfully complex undulation of the energy of the whole universe.
Oh, it's bonkers. Hi, Roscoe. I was wondering where you got to. By now, you'd be able to see a lot here, but not everything. When you first arrived here, there was a golden object in front of you. There was? Do you remember it? Yes, I do. This is a gate, made by things who weren't able to see how you see. Many things entered it, but were not able to come back, so we kept it locked. I'm going to open it for you, but it's up to you if you want to enter. Good luck and take care. Return to where you began. You can now descend into the Golden Gate. Well, goodness me. Oh no, I don't want to be a crane. I'll be a crane for a minute. I'm stuck in the pool. Stuck in the river. That's fine. Let me ascend. God, where did I start to? That's the question. I do not remember. Wasn't this planet, was it? It could have been this planet, actually. Hey, I'm a boat. I think I'm a luxury yacht, actually. There we go. Amazing. No, down. Down, 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 down. There we go. Was it here? It wasn't here. You can't fast travel. As far as I know, I think you have to I believe you have to just make your own way back to wherever the hell it was. So there's still a couple of things that I still need to... There's still a few things I need to discover. Not an awful lot. Autoplay. I'm going underwater. I'm now a cloud. Because, of course. This is a game that's... You know... I like playing games like this. Games that are completely off the wall. And games that are very unlike anything else. I find it quite interesting. And I spent a lot of my time doing that last year. Writing for PS Gamer and Thumb Culture and playing some of the more unique indie games that were about. And I don't regret it at all. It was great, you know. Some of them were fantastic. I don't know if Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is particularly in that mould, but that was one game that I loved to death. It was probably one of my favourite games actually of that year. And so, you know, I like the idea that I can play something as vast and massive as Horizon and then jump into something like this and have a different experience, but you know, make it just as interesting. Just in a very different kind of way. You know, everything is as a concept is really interesting. I don't know if... I'm still unsure if they've really grasped it properly. If they could have taken it to another level again, you know. This is me. I'm using the touchpad just to go through a couple of the messages that I've discovered. You can replay any of the messages, or you can reread anything again. Oh, I wish I knew where I was going. There probably is a way of doing it. I just don't. I don't know what that is yet. So, planet, can I go on this planet? Doesn't look like I can. No. What about this one? Ooh. I'm not sure I've been here. It's not where I need to be, but I'm just bombing around anyway. I am this thing. Yeah, I mean, if anyone's been curious about this game, I hope this is giving you a bit of an insight into what the hell it's all about. Because the caravan, all right. Camels. What is that? Is that a... Ah, it's a shadow of a bird. That makes sense. I am a fast food restaurant. Wow, that hits a bit close to home. This isn't it. I've seen people compare it to No Man's Sky, and that's interesting because it's nothing like No Man's Sky. There's a lot of different planets. I think, oh, we're going out of the solar system now. Maybe a bad idea. Let's go to a different galaxy. Maybe where I need to be is in here. I don't remember. Nah, see, it's not. Curiosity, man. It's messing with me. They're all the same. What's this? This is a new one. I haven't discovered this one yet. I am Spiral Galaxy. Let's go to the Spiral Galaxy. Ooh, a sun. Helpful. I am an industrial smokestack. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's frozen. Ah, damn. I mean, there's so much it's doing technically, you know. I'm surprised it didn't freeze up before. You know what I mean? Damn. Alright, I'm going to have to give it the old reset.